What is up, YouTube? So we are back for another video today. Here in about 10 minutes, we will be leaving to go get a DEXASCAN at DEXAFit Detroit. My coach had brought this up that it might be an interest that he'd like me to go get one. So pretty much immediately as soon as we had the conversation, I scheduled one like probably within 10 to 15 minutes of getting done talking to him. So we'll be heading down there right now. First of all, I want to run to the bathroom really quick and give a little preview video of basically what my upper body physique looks like currently. And I want you guys to go ahead and take a guess in the comments, see kind of what body fat percentage I'm at. I'd guess I'm probably in the low 20s, somewhere in that range, but let's go ahead and go see. Alrighty, so I'll give you guys the benefit of the doubt. It is very hard to judge without seeing the lower body as well, but I will say my quads are very, very muscular. There's no separation in the quads, and hamstrings hold on a little bit fat as well as my ass. So basically, going to give you the view of the upper body currently. This is fully relaxed right here. Do a little 360 for you guys. And then I'll probably hit some poses. So currently, I weighed in at like 243.6 this morning. All I've had is fluids today. I had about 700 calories very, very early this morning, about 6-7 hours ago. So there's probably a little bit of carbs in my system, but I do still feel relatively flat. The water did a little bit of justice, but let's see. Obviously, I'm not really planning on cutting or anything. Probably going to continue to maintain this body weight and just trying to focus on getting a better body composition here. So that's also part of the reason that we want to get our DEXAFit, or the DEXASCAN, is so we can develop a baseline and see progress. Because at the end of the day, we can see ourselves in the mirror, but seeing the numbers, you know, seeing exactly how it's broken down, I'm very, very curious to see. So let's go ahead and see, man. I'm very excited. I'll see you guys there. Alrighty, so we've just arrived at the DEXAFit location. I'm really not sure what to expect. I just know after fasting for 6 hours, I'm really starting to get irritable. I'm incredibly hungry. So let's go ahead. I'm going to try to bring you guys through the entire process as long as they don't have any issues with it.
Tuck the elbows in. Alright. Hold that position. Make sure you keep those elbows tucked in.
Alrighty, so I will say I'm very pleasantly surprised with some of these results. I will say I'm a little bit higher body fat percentage than I expected. I betted on like just over like 20s. We'll go ahead and go over these results later. First things first, I have to go get some food. So we did find a Chipotle like a couple miles from here. So we're going to go ahead and smash on some of that, and then I'll probably meet you guys back at the house to read over the results with you guys. Alrighty, so we are back at the house finally. We didn't end up getting Chipotle. We got Qdoba because I forgot. I hate Chipotle's queso. But that's besides the point. We do have our results back right here. I also do have it in the form of an app on the phone as well. But I figure we'll go through the paper results that we have right now. I'll probably post some of these screenshots or some of these things, you know, on screen. That way you can, you know, visually see exactly what I'm talking about and some of the graphs and scales and information it has to say about it as well. But let's go ahead and start off. We did get a full grading of you know, our overall body composition. I received a B-. Am I surprised about that? Not really. I'm quite heavy and definitely over the typical, probably good range of body fat to be in, but that's besides the point. I will say body fat wise, we are a little bit higher than I expected to be, but we ended up weighing in about 246 pounds. They suggested to get down to about 222, which would put us just below 16% body fat. We actually did 23.8. I was figuring that we would be in the low 20s. Teens was going to be an absolute surprise. So, you know, a little bit higher than where I expected to be, but definitely not mad at it at all. As far as lean mass, we have 178 pounds of lean mass, so that's incredible. Very, very low visceral fat as well at 0.64 pounds. And then our bone density score is like literally off of their charts, so that's absolutely incredible. It's a 410, or 4.1, I'm sorry. Going on to the next page, let's see. We do have a bunch of different measurements between basically just telling us, you know, the distribution of lean mass and body fat, you know, between limbs and stuff, you know, between arms, our trunk, legs, all of that. So I'll probably leave that on screen for you guys while I talk about this so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. But I will be surprised, especially since I tore my left labrum, you know, back in 2020. I was very, very, very surprised that our the lean mass and body fat was very, very balanced between both of them. That was incredibly surprising to me. And same thing's pretty much across the board. Everything was within like a quarter pound of each other. So very, very surprising to me. Now, where it gets interesting, I can't see what this one says. Appendicular lean mass index, ALMI, that is 12.6 kilos. And then for fat-free mass index, which this one's huge. I was very curious kind of where I'd fall in this because I know if you watch a lot of YouTubers or like Greg Two-Step, for example, a lot of people that do like natty or knots and stuff, you'll hear them talking about like 27, 28 FFMI is like nearly unattainable for peak naturals. And I landed at a 26.8. So I can officially say that I'm like borderline unachievable for a natural, which is fucking awesome. Now, is that just going to raise more concern for me being on steroids or not? Absolutely, but I can finally say that it's a very, very good compliment in my case. So I'm going to be bragging about that one for a while. As far as that, I'm pretty sure that's pretty much all we had to cover. I will say I'll talk about the experience a little bit. It was very good overall. I was very, very excited. I was very much looking forward to the test. Honestly, the worst portion of it was straight up just having to fast for the 6 hours prior to the test. But as far as results go, this is probably something I'm going to start doing annually because I would like to, now that we have a foundation, I'd like to see where our baseline is over across the next couple of years and see how much better it gets, especially since we are considering to potentially go up to 120 kilos. And I'm just interested to see kind of how I'll fall across the next couple of years. So if you guys want to, I would definitely recommend going to get a DEXASCAN. It was a very, very good experience, as I said. I did go through DEXAFit. They have numerous locations in Michigan, but I'm sure there are numerous others. Again, I'm not paid, not sponsored by this at all, but it was very, very exciting. So if you guys did make it this far in the video, I very much appreciate it, and I will see you guys in the next one, which will be Week 4 SBD for our second blocks of triples in a row. So very excited for that as well.